I just wanted to say a few things about Rainworld, an unforgiving and often cruel survival game featuring the glorious slugcat protagonist. I'm going to avoid spoilers as much as possible because one of the biggest, if not the biggest, joys of this game is the element of discovery, and I'd rather not be the one to take that away from any potential players. So I'm not going to talk about game mechanics, I'm not going to show any late game footage, and I'm certainly not discussing any events or lore in this video. Instead, I'm going to share my experience. I discovered Rainworld through an article listing a bunch of games that fans of Dark Souls should play, and it grabbed my attention for a couple of reasons. The visuals was certainly the first thing to hit me. I really like retro-style graphics and pixel art, so this is great. The second reason, after watching 5 or 10 minutes of gameplay, was simply how harsh the game seemed, in premise and execution. Let me explain. Via some very stylish and dramatic artwork, we are introduced to a family of adorable-looking creatures, the slugcats, going about the business only for a minor mishap to tear the group apart and a single slugcat to be left alone to fend for itself. Straight away, this gouged an emotional hook into my brain. Having established that these are social creatures, empathising with our slugcat is not difficult, and the desire to see it reunited with its group was a motivator right from the start. Then there's the actual gameplay. I have to congratulate the developers on how well they've captured the savage reality of nature in Rainworld. There's no ceremony for death. You die, but life carries on. And death rarely comes with a warning, often just one false move away. This is life in Rainworld. Constant vigilance and awareness of the environment and what is required. Observation is key to understanding and surviving. As we come to learn who is predator and who is prey, what to touch and what not to touch, we may briefly come to feel a sense of belonging. Shelters become temporary homes as we become familiar with a small area. But as food grows scarcer and the range rules in, we are coerced into the unknown once again. As new areas are discovered, the game acknowledges our arrival with individual pieces of lo-fi electronic ambience, music that simultaneously complements the retro art style of the game and reflects the indifference of nature in its emotionally ambiguous tone. When you're lost in the wilderness, moments like these offer small comfort. We are getting somewhere. The journey through Rainworld is a learning experience, and whilst educating ourselves about the different environments and the behaviours of the various flora and fauna is invaluable, it is equally important to learn about our slugcat. The character animation and game physics give slugcat and the other creatures of Rainworld a weight and physical presence that can be felt as one plays. Because of this, slugcats come with varying physical competence, from the sublimely agile to the irritatingly clumsy. What will determine which kind we get to play with is simply down to how in tune with our slugcat we are. Slugcats will feel awkward if their bodies are not in the optimal position to execute a particular move. We must develop an understanding of their capabilities and a moment-to-moment awareness of their body posture. Only after we have made these first steps towards oneness with our slugcat will we be able to answer the bigger questions. How important is stamina? What is the most effective way of swimming? Why are consecutive wall jumps such a pain in the arse? I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I discovered Rainworld through an article on games fans of Dark Souls should play, and I think it was right to be included on the list. Skipping over the obvious things they have in common, i.e. a steep learning curve and a sometimes often infuriating nature of progression through the game, we get to my favourite similarity. And that is the straight up lack of explanation as to just about everything in the game. We are told the basics and that is it. There is no paw holding. The acquisition and application of knowledge in order to overcome obstacles in the game becomes very satisfying. It draws you into the game even more. You take another step closer towards becoming one with your slugcat. There is also an alluring mystery to Rainworld. Just what is this place? What the hell is that orange eyeball thing that follows us around? And why does it seem to want to help us? There are answers to be found if we really want to find them. The Rainworld adventure is one we must take alone. But like many games, people have set up forums and formed online communities around Rainworld. Places where they share their discoveries and ideas, where they go to vent their frustration, seek advice and offer words of encouragement. In an adverse world, this can be enough to keep you going. Call it a connection of mutual assistance between transient slugcats. If I was to use one word to describe my takeaway from Rainworld, it would be togetherness. It's a tough but ultimately rewarding experience that I would like to share.